Hey everybody, how's it going? Welcome to another edition of NoDQ&A video right here on NoDQ.com as always, as well as the YouTube channel and NoDQ&A videos affiliate, ringsidenews.com. Got your questions here from spring.me/Aaron Rift, so let's get right down to it with the first one from Jeremiah Dorset. Hey Aaron, do you see Brock Lesnar and Paul Heyman turning face after WrestleMania 30 and feuding with Triple H and the Authority? Please answer in video. Well, I don't see Paul Heyman going babyface. I think that would be a huge mistake, and I don't think anybody would ever buy into Paul Heyman as a babyface. But what I could definitely see happening is a Brock Lesnar and Paul Heyman split, with Brock Lesnar going babyface. Brock Lesnar has faced pretty much all of the top babyfaces, so it makes sense to turn him after WrestleMania and have him face a heel Randy Orton, have him face a heel Batista, and then maybe one more match at WrestleMania 30, and then that would probably be the end of Brock Lesnar in WWE. There's only a few guys at the top left for Brock Lesnar to face, and I think in all likelihood he will go babyface after WrestleMania 30. Really hoping he doesn't feud with Triple H again. Please, anything but another Brock Lesnar versus Triple H match. Alright, next one here from Ratitude. Who do you think should induct Paul Bearer into the WWE Hall of Fame? Should it be Undertaker and/or Kane or somebody else? If Undertaker does, do you believe it's okay for him to step out of character? I actually like an idea that Lance Storm brought up on Twitter, where you have Undertaker accept the award on Paul Bearer's behalf, and he comes out in character, and he grabs the award, and he does the kneeling down and the salute to Paul Bearer. And you can have somebody else like Mick Foley do the induction speech, and just have Undertaker come out and stay in character. I don't think that Undertaker should be breaking character until he is 100% retired and done wrestling, and I think that would be the best way to go. I don't think he should step out of character until then, but I mean, anything could happen. Maybe for one time only he'll break character and do a speech for Paul Bearer, but I like Lance Storm's idea. I think that's the best way to go. Alright, this next one comes from Logan89. Hey Aaron, how long do you think it will take for WWE Network to be available outside of the US for people in Canada? Well, from what I've heard, it'll be rolled out by the end of the year. By the end of the year, hopefully, for the people in Canada and UK and other countries, the network will be available. Although I've heard that some people in the UK are able to get access to the WWE Network through a loophole. But all I could say is just be patient. You know, WWE's got a lot of bugs they're still working out with the network, and that's why they're not rolling it out everywhere right away. They want to make sure everything is solid in the US and they got it running well before they worry about having it released in the other countries. Alright, this next one comes from Sticky B. Hey Aaron, did you watch NXT Arrival, and if you did, what did you think? Yes, I finally watched my full first NXT show. I checked out the Arrival show on the network, and I thought WWE did a tremendous job with it. Production quality was top-notch. The matches were really good. I mean, I've already been familiar with El Generico, Sami Zayn, and him and Cesaro had a tremendous match. I did see that 2 out of 3 falls match, and that was an excellent match. And certainly this match was as good as any WWE match over the past year. I mean, it was right up there, and in my opinion, Sami Zayn on the WWE main roster is a no-brainer, and I don't know if it's going to happen or not because of his size, but that guy is so talented, and he absolutely is as good as anybody on the current WWE active main roster. And, you know, I'm very impressed with Pac. He's doing a tremendous job. I used to watch him in PWG as well. And he has a lot of potential to make it on the WWE roster. So, you know, overall, very good show, and I hope WWE does more NXT specials. And, you know, I have a chance now to catch up on some of the episodes, and, you know, I look forward to more of the NXT shows. All right, this one comes from Attitude Era Fan 5. Hey Aaron, if Shane McMahon returned to WWE, what do you see him doing? Working behind the scenes or getting involved in a feud? I'm still getting questions regularly about Shane McMahon, And if he ever does return to WWE, and I think we will see him again at some point, not sure in what capacity, but one thing is for sure, I don't think we'll be seeing him getting back in the ring again. I think that those days are over. And, that last match he had with Randy Orton, I mean, that feud, I think, really hurt Randy's momentum as a heel. Him and Legacy getting their asses kicked by Shane McMahon. I wasn't a big fan of that at all. And, several years have passed, and Shane McMahon has been inactive as a in-ring performer. And, he wasn't all that much active to begin with. So I don't see him getting physical. Maybe he could come back and have a behind-the-scenes role, or maybe be a general manager or something. But, I'm not expecting him to wrestle again. And maybe one day we will see him again. I mean, that I think is a good possibility. I can't believe that we've seen the last of Shane McMahon in a WWE ring. All right, this one comes from Wrestling Shiar. Hey Aaron, do you think we will see another NXT pay-per-view this year, or was NXT Arrival just a one-night deal to get people interested in it? Well, I think that the NXT Arrival was WWE's way of having a test stream and having a live event, and they could see how the stream works on the network. And they got their response. It did crash at one point, and that they got to work on that, because only a small portion of people were watching that compared to how many people are going to be watching WrestleMania. And the last thing WWE needs is for that WrestleMania stream to go out. But yeah, I hope they will have more specials, and I'm thinking they will. I mean, that NXT Arrival, like I said, was really well done. And, they want to have some specials every now and then on the network, although they are doing main event on a weekly basis on the network. So it might be a while before they do another NXT special, but, I would definitely love to see it, and let those guys have a chance to be showcased at a high level. But they're still having the weekly NXT shows on the network, and they're still getting the exposure that way. All right, this one comes from Dave 451985. When Jack Swagger and Antonio split, what do you see happening with Zeb Colter? That's an interesting question. I think that Jack Swagger and Zeb Colter could stay together, and Zeb can be his manager, or maybe Zeb could recruit a new guy as part of the Real Americans and keep that going. I mean, I'm surprised. I didn't think that the whole We the People thing would get over with fans as much as it did. I mean, those guys get babyface reactions when they come out, and the whole crowd does the We the People chant. So I could see it going on a little bit longer once Antonio breaks off and is on his own. And by the way, I'm calling him Antonio. I don't know this Cesaro guy. I'm just going to call him Antonio to stick it to WWE because I can. And yeah, Zeb Colter, I think, is definitely worth keeping around. And I like the fact that he's an old school manager, and WWE doesn't have very many old school managers these days. So I'm all for keeping him around and having him manage, maybe even have a stable of mid-card heels that he can be the mouthpiece for. All right, last question here today from Old W Fan. Hi Aaron, what is your opinion about the best mic talent ever? In my opinion, nobody matches Paul Heyman, but I believe you are the one with more knowledge, and you've seen more talkers over the years. Well, in my opinion, number one best mic talent of all time is The Rock. The Rock made millions and millions of dollars because of his promos. When The Rock gets on the mic, it's pure magic. And a close second is Ric Flair. And to me, The Rock and Ric Flair are a clear number one and number two. And everybody else is a distant third. And as far as guys beyond The Rock and Ric Flair, Chris Jericho, Shawn Michaels, Paul Heyman. There have been a lot of great talkers over the years. So many good ones. And Paul Heyman's definitely up there. If I had to do a top 10 or whatever, I mean, he would absolutely be in that top 10. All right, that'll do it for this edition of No DQ&A video. Thank you for checking out the video. If you enjoyed it, share it on Facebook and Twitter. Subscribe if you haven't already. YouTube.com/NoDQCAW. The race to 50,000 subscribers is on. Hopefully, I'll get there soon. So keep spreading the word about No DQ&A video. Stay tuned to NoDQ.com for the very latest in WWE and TNA. Don't forget TNA Lockdown is this Sunday live on pay-per-view. Yes, TNA actually has a pay-per-view on Sunday live. NoDQ.com, your source for all the latest news, rumors, and live results coverage. With that being said, I'll see you guys next time for another edition of NoDQ&A video.